Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. It is exactly 8:45 a.m. South African time. We're crossing over to Dhaka, and that's Bangladesh, of course. We will be talking with Rezaur Rahman Lenin. He's an activist and academic based in Dhaka. And we are going to be talking about the trial which begins for the fugitive ex Prime Minister Hasina, and of course the country's International Crimes Tribunal um, is going to be charging her for crimes against humanity. And what better person to give us context to this matter other than activist and academic Reza Rahman Lenin. I think we all remember the horrific time when a whole lot of students who were protesting were fired upon on the orders of Hasina, the Sheikh Hasina. Let's get to hear from the person who has first-hand knowledge on this matter. Assalamu alaikum to you, Reza Rahman Lenin. Welcome to the
Assalamu alaikum.
program. Wonderful to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Would you like to respond to my introduction? Of course, we understand that your country's International Crimes Tribunal has opened a trial against Sheikh Hasina, former leader, for crimes against humanity. When does it start, and what's the mood like of the people? How are they feeling about this trial against Sheikh Hasina?
Thank you very much for having me. So first of all, Sheikh Hasina is now not inside the country. She is actually taking shelter at India, at the neighboring country, which is surrounded three parts of the Bangladesh, and she is probably based at Delhi at this stage. And now people are in a celebration mode, at least after 10 months of her self-imposed exile. The International Crimes Tribunal based in Bangladesh, they finally managed to frame a charge sheet against her. The charge sheet itself altogether 8,747 pages. So the systematic crime and widespread crime what she actually committed, that constitute under the international law and also the national law the crime against humanity. And it was a widespread, it was a systematic, and there are a number of other individuals like a police chief, IGP, Inspector General of Police, and at the same time home ministers and also other associate ministers were actually also involved into those crimes. So Sheikh Hasina's trial just started by framing her charge sheet. People are hopeful that International Crimes Tribunal will take actually proper way to take the justice, which will give a free and fair trial for Sheikh Hasina as well. And at the same time, it's just a reminder during the last July and August movement in 2024, 36 days movement, almost 2,000 people, around 1,500 people plus actually extrajudicially killed into the street in a 36 days. Number of people were injured. The number is at almost 20,000 plus. And at the same time, that number of people were also a victim of enforced disappearance. They returned back, but during her rule, there are around 1,700 complaints against her of enforced disappearances, which is a state crime actually committed against the peoples of Bangladesh and also beyond. And at the same time, hundred thousands of torture victims, number of people lost their livelihood, the financial situation, 87% of the foreign reserve of a country actually stolen by her regime. So it was a grievous crime from the perspective of civil and political rights, at the same time, social, economic, and cultural rights. We, the people of Bangladesh, were heavily traumatized by her rule for almost 15 years. So This is a time for celebration. This is a time for our hope for new Bangladesh. But at the same time, hope gradually become fragile for Bangladesh as well because of human rights situation, economic financial situation, and at the same time, the crime rates are quite high under the Nobel laureate under Professor Yunus.
So, Riza, Sheikh Hasina, who remains in self-imposed exile in India, her old ally, has rejected these charges as being politically motivated. That's according to her. She ruled your country for 15 years. And in all of that time, we are now hearing all of the atrocities against the people of Bangladesh, of course. I don't, I suppose there's going to be a long trial. It's going to be a trial against her in absentia. Once the findings are made, let's assume it's going to be she's found guilty of all of these atrocities. How is the sentence going to impose? Because she is in India. Are the people of Bangladesh going to demand that India extradites her back to Bangladesh to serve her sentence? Or do you suppose she's going to then flee India and go elsewhere and remain hidden wherever she goes to? What have the people of Bangladesh applied their minds to post the trial? What's going to happen?
First of all the crime committed against the people of Bangladesh by former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, there is evidential values into it. The evidences are well connected and well collected by the International Crimes Tribunal, as far as we read. And at the same time, all the accused of crime against humanity, initially they say they are innocent. And we respect that. She is innocent, probably according to law, till now. I also I would also like to see her, she come out as an innocent individual and innocent administration as well. But unfortunately, there is a very little hope for her, as my understanding, because there are a number of confessional statements actually widespread into social media. There are systematic investigation done by the United Nations investigation fact-finding mission, and also there are exclusive and inclusive proofs by the lawyers, academicians, and also the human rights activists. And these are also very well documented, and these are all available online as well. So, second thing, I don't think that she will take a refugee status to anywhere, because universal jurisdictions are still applicable in 140 plus countries. So I don't think that she can hide anywhere until her death. Her only opportunity probably staying, as long as she can stay in India, her old allies. And third thing, India and Bangladesh has a extradition treaty, and that's a well agreed treaty. It was signed long time back, almost 15 years about. So I don't think it's a very easy task for her to overcome this trial. But obviously, if she is innocent, I would like to request her to return back to Bangladesh and face the trial as with the people whoever supported to her. They are available. They are still inside the Bangladesh, and we hope that she will return back and face the trial, so that International Crimes Tribunal don't need to go for a trial in absentia.
Isn't it ironic that the ICT, the International Crimes Tribunal, was actually set up by Hasina herself in 2009 to investigate crimes committed by the Pakistani army during Bangladesh War for Independence, and that was, of course, in the year 1971. It sentenced numerous prominent political opponents to death, and many saw this as a means for Hasina to eliminate rivals. How is this being seen now by you and the people in Bangladesh?
This is very unfortunate. There are two particular countries, probably Bangladesh. If you consider Israel as a state, then this is the two countries, Bangladesh and Israel, who face the genocide. And as a genocide survivor, as a crime against humanity survivor, you are doing a similar forms of crimes to your own people, and it's a very unfortunate. It's a victim's revenge framework. If we analyze this situation, it's an irony, but it's also at the same time very sad, even globally and historically, because genocide survivor, crime against humanity survivor, not really committed similar forms of crime against any their own people. So this is actually very bad precedent globally, from the perspective of genocide studies, from the perspective of crime against humanity studies, and at the perspective of humanity, humanity studies as well. So, in my opinion, I think is obviously there was a crime actually against committed by certain collaborators with the Pakistani army in 1971. There is a no false into it. But obviously, the way the trial process, the way is actually the laws actually being exercised against the politicians, against the people of Bangladesh, that's actually sad, because there was a no free and fair trial. There is a no right to reply. There was a no way to even resort a legal help, legal representation at all by the international community. What actually she ran that International Crimes Tribunal back from 2009 to, let's say that it was exist till 2024, till 5th August. But whatever we can say at this stage, I think the perpetrators who committed the crimes and gross violation of human rights, they won't be. For them, it's not easy to survive into this quote unquote globalized world where everything actually demonstrated through social media, everything actually being happen over media, everything happened in front of the camera, and the crimes what she committed and her monsters, actually Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she used to be considered as a mother of humanity, but this mother and her monster, the way they function, then run and rule the country, is the heinous crimes they actually committed, and these are systematic and widespread, as I say, and also is in front of the cameras. There's no secret things. I think nationally and internationally, this whole case actually heavily documented, and unfortunately, I don't see any scope for Sheikh Hasina to even walk away from this trial. And also, finally, I should say that international audience and the supporters of Bangladesh should be very clear enough that into their positioning and into their policy level, that there was a crime actually committed, crime against humanity committed in this 21st century in the territory of Bangladesh.
Absolutely. You made brief mention of Israel just now. So, what I also want to say is there is a genocide playing out on the people of Gaza of unprecedented proportions. And we just hope and pray for peace and harmony. In that part of the world. We've never seen anything like that in the modern era. And as we wish for peace and harmony for the people of Gaza, so do we wish it for you and your people. Thank you indeed for being with us on air this morning. And just by the way, just give us the date of the beginning of the trial, please.
So it's already charge sheet actually framed. The trial will be started immediately after the Eid festival, probably in a 1 month. And obviously the examination and cross-examination, and also the defense lawyer will be appointed from Sheikh Hasina. So we are hoping that she should get a free, fair, and independent trial into the International Crimes Tribunal.
Thank you indeed for being with us. We will be watching the story and the trial, the commencement of the trial very, very closely. Go well and all the very best. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Please do stand by. It is exactly 9 o'clock, and a reminder that this hour of news and views is brought to you by Africa Muslims Agency. And we also want to remind you that on a Monday, we will be taking a listen to the Fired Up series with Hafiz Imran Chunara, personal excellence mentor and CEO of Africa Muslims Agency. So do stand by for that. We'll be back with you in a minute or two.